Hey everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, so for another message, if you look, my last message I have about a pastor, that was a message that I created the day that I had to leave. So wasn't trying to change up the frequency, but I had to repost it. So it is what it is. Hey everyone. Okay. My energy levels is really high right now. Hold on a second. It's a little weird. My energy levels are really high, and I'm trying to ground it a little bit. So bear with me. In my face, it don't look like it, but my energy levels are really high right now. However, this topic, I am about to tell you something that you never heard of. Well, y'all have, but you haven't heard this version of the story. So, when y'all go in the Bible, you're talking about how Jesus turned water into wine. I know I discussed this before, but I told you as I go along, some of my messages will change. The more I come into my form, the more I come into my energy, the truths of my life comes out differently. So I start to see things a little bit brighter. And basically what's going on is this. Some stories or some information that I provide could be from the Bible directly. And I go along with that. And then I tell the version that the Spirit is allowing me to speak on. Then when I am approved for the remaining message, then I come through. So let me start by this. As always, I am a vessel. I am a vessel. I am a reincarnated spirit. I am the original spirit, but a upgrade version. Okay, a upgraded version. So I from time to time express this about myself, but each time I have to add a little bit more to it because my spirit allows me to understand more and more about myself as it trusts me through the process. Yes, I have to be tested to know if I'm able to know the information, if I can handle the information, if I can handle the energy, my spirit will give me more knowledge, okay? That's how it goes. I am one of the smartest people in the world. I am the smartest person in the world. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay? I am. I know everything about everything. However, the way it is, I know what I need to know when I need to know it. So say for example, if I walked into a hospital and I don't have a actual doctor's degree, right? I don't have an actual paperwork doctor's degree. But if my spirit say heal someone, I can heal them through just by touch, or I can go into a surgery room and do the actual surgery and know exactly what to do, precise precision and everything, and do it that way without even having the book knowledge on it. That's how intelligent I am. Okay, do I brag about it? No, because it don't need to be bragged. I just, give out what I need to give out. I know way more than I thought I would ever know on a lot of things. How does that feel? Amazing? I don't want, the word scary is in my head, but I don't think that's my word. I feel that's somebody else's word. I cannot be scared of knowledge. It's liberating. That's the word, liberating. To know a lot of things. And I understand at some points people probably be like, well, if you know so much, why are you in the situation you're in? Because everything happened in due time. And I have a journey, and unfortunately, my path is not just about me. So I go through things so I can teach other people how to get out of it. That's it. It's literally like that. I have spiritual gifts, but I choose not to use them. I know, right? Like, you telling me you got these superpowers, but you choose not to use them? Yeah, because a lot of people don't have them. So, I allow myself to go through a lot of things so I can show you how to get out of them until you learn your superpower. That's all. Simple, straight to the point. That's a sacrifice that I choose to take. I know. Why do I love people? I have no idea. But it's my life. And I do. It is what it is. Yeah. I sacrifice a lot just to show other people how to live. It is what it is. So whenever I go places and do things and I'm put in situations, when I ask questions and stuff, it's not so much about me, it's about others. I'm helping someone else through the process. And in this life, people don't like that, but it is what it is. You know, you got to stay in your own lane. You got to do what you have to do. However, let's get to the message. In my journey, I learned a lot of things. So, when I went to the facility that my family, so-called family, put me in, I got to learn more about myself through other people, listening, talking, communicating. So, let's get to this thing about Jesus turning water into wine. So, as we was taught in the Bible, Jesus turned water into wine. So when you think of wine, how is wine created? With grapes crushed down, or fruit crushed down and fermented, and then drained, and then you create wine, right? Well, guess what? That's not the truth. That ain't how Jesus done it. Okay? And I'm just talking reality form. That's not what happened. When I was into this facility, I found out exactly what happened. Okay? I can take energy, negative energy, and transmute it into positive energy. So, if you watch my other video about what happened to me in the facility, I was around a lot of negative energy. A lot of negative energy. So, I absorbed it. Absorbed the energy. Then I was outside, so I got to feel the nature, grounded myself. Alright, so basically, y'all was grapes. The people was grapes. I took the grapes, went outside, and went through the crushing process, and allowed the ground, the nature, the air, everything, the wind, all of that, to help crush those grapes, that negative energy, and I transmuted it into positive energy, to the point that when I went back into the facility, I had a cup of water, right? I had a cup of water, and I was drinking it. And the more I drank the water, the more drunk and high I felt. I felt high as a kite. I felt drunk off of water. That's how God, or Jesus, however you want to call it, turned the water into wine. When y'all looked at it, it was at a wedding. Right? And God, or Jesus, however you want to call it, created wine. It was never wine. It was water. God took all negativity, took the energy, even though it was a wedding, and we'll just stick to the party scene. God took all that energy, transmuted it into positivity. So, in this case, let's say the wedding was happy. Took all the positive energy from that wedding and made everybody feel like the water was making them drunk. That was the wine. Think about it. Wine, whining, complaining, took negativity and made it positive and made everybody drunk off of their own pain. That is how Jesus turned water into wine. Simple, straight to the point. It's literally that simple. It was never alcohol. Never alcohol. It was never alcohol. So let's get a little bit deeper. We're going to go science-wise. And science say you got 70% water in your body. Right? 70% water in your body. All the pain and turmoil, traumas you was going through. The tears. Think of tears, but it's inside of you. Your spirit crying. You need 70% water. Right? 70% water. So you've been getting drunk off your own pain. That's it. How many of y'all feel out of it? How many of y'all feel depressed? How many of y'all feel... Think about it like this. Anybody that's like drinks and they get a hangover, what happens? You feel sick. You don't want to get up. Your head hurt. You feel out of it. You feel like you lost control. Y'all been getting drunk off your own wine. Your own pain. The only thing different was Jesus took it and made you happy. So let's go a little step further. This is going to be a short message, I believe. Now, let's go to walking on water. They said in the Bible, Jesus walked on water. Do you believe it? Yes. You have 70% water in your body. You've been walking on water. Everyone in the world has been walking on water because you have 70% water in your body. You've been walking on water the whole time. Now the question is, do you believe it? Do you believe all things are possible? Do you believe that your tears can turn into happiness just the same as your tears turn into pain? No different than a hangover. So if you can get to the hangover, why you can't enjoy the happiness? Why you can't believe that every time you take a step in life and you take a growth, why you can't enjoy it? Why you be a pity party? Why you sleep in sorrow? Why you allow these things to keep happening to you? Why you allow people negativity to control you? So for myself, I could sit back and I could have complained the fact that my family done this to me. For what? For what? Why should I shed tears off of their pain? Because they miserable. They're unhappy. If they want to be in a mental jail, that's on them. But I choose to take the water that's in me and walk on it. To believe and to be positive. That's why I float. What did Muhammad Ali say? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.